I ended up breaking up with him, and then I just didn't want to hear it. Then we finally had like conversation, like probably a couple weeks later. Then he ended up telling me like we weren't together because you broke up with me. Then I got back with Sailor Moon. Like, don't lie to me. But then I end up messing with X. I know. I know. This is another story time. Alright. So this one is another story time. I see you guys have enjoyed the story times. Look at me. Finding a niche that people like. I've been here forever. And yeah, I'm just like, what does these people want from me? Alright. So anywho, so this is how I found out Chocolate had his girlfriend, or was back with his girlfriend while being with me. Like Chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so I'm gonna explain. I know that a lot of people who haven't caught up, you know, Chocolate and I was dating his boy. Okay, I got hooked up with his boy Duke. Didn't like his boy Duke because he was just a little baby. He just was so small. He was just like a baby. So I ended up leaving him for the homie. Alright? So this is kind of like my karma in a way. So, I ended up leaving for her homie, right? So me and Chocolate, we end up like kind of like I told you, we weren't really able to really have a real type of relationship because the fact that I was always with my kid in a way, and I worked, and our schedules just used to clash. So we never really kind of was around with each other, right? So at a point, I told you, Chocolate had two groups of friends. He had Triflin's man's friends, and that Chocolate's friends, like Duke's friends. The Chocolate and Duke, they had their own group, and then when they come together, they, you know, whatever. At a point, everybody kind of became a little bit segregated because Chocolate, you know, used to work a certain schedule, and the other dudes used to work certain schedules, and they used to be around my apartment a lot because the fact that Triflin used to be there a lot. So everybody started kind of like chilling with more, right? So me and Triflin, we started kind of becoming like more cool because the fact of Chocolate. Chocolate was her quote unquote brother, her best friend, her brother, yeah, so they were like, that's my brother. Yeah, right, whatever. They had sex. And I don't care what anybody says, right? So Chocolate, like, I used to always be on the phone with Chocolate, so Chocolate would talk on the phone, but Chocolate used to always ask, like, why are them over your house all the time? Like, why? Because I told you, Chocolate's house was the chill house, so it became kind of segregated because Triflin's boyfriend's boys started really kind of chilling with Triflin's boyfriend hard, and Chocolate, you know, they, whatever. Chocolate's house was kind of like, it was fun, but it was boring. But like, I used to kind of like enjoy it because it kind of brought me out. But the fact that like Triflin's boyfriend's friends was a vibe. Like, they were funny. They used to make jokes. It was like fun. Like, you know, so whenever they used to come over, we started being mad cool, right? So don't judge me, okay? This story is just too funny. All right. So Chocolate and I, we kind of were like dating, but we weren't really dating. We weren't really talking on the phone like that. I wasn't really seeing Chocolate like I, you know, used to. So I started chilling hard body with Triflin's boys. So we used to always hang out. Everybody would chill. Everybody would watch TV. We would talk, whatever. And Chocolate, okay, so what would I call him? I have to find a name. I'll call him X, right? So X started being mad cool with Triflin's boyfriend. I need to find Triflin's boyfriend a name. But Triflin's boyfriend and X were mad cool, right? So X was low-key, like, they had like a rap group, but X was one of the best rappers, like the Haitian rappers. He was really good. He knew how to rap. He knew how to rap on beat. But X wasn't the finest, but X had like, well, X wasn't ugly. X was just a light-skinned dude who used to have braids, who used to have, he was really funny. And you know me, I like people with personality. His personality was dope. So me and X became cool-ish. Like, I'm not the type of person, I told you, I'm very kind of antisocial. I kind of mind my business. I laugh, I kiki, and then I kind of mind my business. But me and X started really kind of vibing. So every time, like, Trifling's boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, Trifling would go to work, Trifling's boyfriend would come over because Trifling lived at my house, and he would come over and wait for her for whatever reason. So then he started bringing X a lot, and X used to have like his friends and his boys, and they were like a vibe. Like, they had this personality. He had this one cousin that me and him used to always make jokes because we were the same. He used to always call me, he had a nickname for me that he basically would call me like Wild T or whatever, Wild Tosh or whatever. So one day we was just like all like talking, we was vibing. So we're hanging out, whatever. So we went to go drop off Trifling. Seriously, this was like a field trip. So my daughter was not there that day because I remember this week vividly because my daughter's father's family wanted to keep her that week. So I said, yeah, my daughter's father's family want to keep us this week. I can go see Chocolate because Chocolate's house was the vibe, right? So I told Chocolate I'm gonna be like, we were supposed to come over, but we end up going to drop off Trifling at her job. And at that time, I was kind of like in and out of work because I think my dad, it was like around the time my dad kind of passed away, and when my dad passed away, I lost my job because I wasn't really coming to work because I didn't know how to mourn. I never dealt with like a death. Like, that was the most traumatizing death in my life. So I really wasn't gonna come to work, so they kind of let me go. So then my boss, Mr. Jones, was trying to find me a different position, right? So that's like around the time I ended up going to the airport because that's at the time I was working overnight. When I was working overnight, so me and the dude that I crashed his car, we kind of like ended things. We weren't like talking no more. So this was like years later though. So I started really chilling with like Chocolate and them, me and Chocolate, and then we used to all start really kind of hanging out. We was like whatever. So it became like kind of like, I mean not Chocolate and them, Trifling and them. So Trifling and we started kind of becoming a little bit more cool because of her, you know, she was at my house all the time. And Trifling had a great personality. She was really funny. She was fun, whatever. Like, she was cool. It's, you know, whenever you hang out with her, she's just a vibe, right? Came to a point like, we'll go drop off Trifling at work. We'll end up going to like Hyde Park area and kind of wait for her. So it's like low-key we were like bumming it, really, for real. So we'll go Hyde Park. Sometimes I won't go with them, but sometimes that day, since I was home, Trifling's boyfriend was like, just come with us, you know, you can hang out with us. Trifling's little brother used to love my little sister, but then he ended up getting one of the girls I went to school with pregnant. Child, let me tell you. No, I don't understand it. Everybody knew everybody, I swear. Like, that's Massachusetts, Boston. If you mess with one person, you mess with somebody, okay? Everybody know everybody, right? So we all end up like kind of like chilling. We all kind of like hanging out. We're talking, whatever. So me and X, we end up starting. Why is he always in my mind? Okay, me and X was always like chilling. We always chill all the time. You know, we became cool, like no lie. X had a, okay, so let me explain the dynamic with X, right? So they all kind of mess with the same type of women, okay? So Trifling, I told you, she used to do this thing that she will hook up her friends with all the dudes, right? So X used to mess with this girl, I'm gonna call her Big Back. She was a really big girl, okay? Big Back. And Chocolate messed with Big Back too, right? Then I will call the other girl Owl Eyes, okay? I'm just so grabby. Owl Eyes messed with Chocolate. Owl Eyes, I end up meeting her man, and me and her man is another story time, and I will explain how Owl Eyes, this is the reason why I have Owl Eyes in the story. Her man and I end up talking. And then I found out that was Owl Eyes' man, girl. And none of these girls like me. I understand because I was like always in the equation. I always meet these men and all of them knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody. Like, oh yeah, like seriously. So I end up me and Our Eyes was gone because Our Eyes was messing with Chocolate. So Big Bad, she used to mess with X, right? So Big Bad messed with X for a while, right? A while, okay? But I did not know. I didn't know these girls. I met Triflin low-key because I just met Triflin. But I didn't know her friends. So I didn't know the dynamic that her friends were messing with these dudes. And these dudes were kind of like, I would say have not found, well, I can't say because they still look the same. But I just didn't understand how these men mess with these girls. Okay? So I'm going to explain. So at the time, X had a girl. Her name was, I'll call her Trisha. Okay? So X had a girl named Trisha, right? And I didn't know that at first because whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, X used to have a black car and X used to like drive all the time. You know, X was just that type of dude that a lot of people like because X had a personality. But X couldn't dress. X was low key. I'm not gonna say he's dingy, but X didn't have a style. Unlike Chocolate, who used to, Chocolate used to dress finesse. Chocolate out of the whole group was the best. I got why they sweat him because Chocolate was low key a type of man you looked up to. Like, wow, you're very like whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna skip through. Like I tell you, I don't know what it is about me. I really always meet men that's very spiritual, not into God, but spiritual. So they serve different things, they serve different gods, they serve different gods, they serve different gods. And that's why I tell a lot of women, when you meet these men, please ask them, do you serve God, Jesus Christ, Father of the heavens? Or do you, what kind of God? Because they will elaborate. If they tell you they don't mess with Jesus, they don't serve the same God that you're serving. Okay, so I always am the type of person, okay, so I'm going to explain how me and Chocolate was, right? So that day I end up, me and Chocolate, I can count how many times we bang. I told you, we hardly even seen each other like that. So I think this was the first time me and Chocolate end up bang. Mind you, when I was talking to him, we didn't bang yet, right? So, and I told you, we didn't kiss. Me and Chocolate was kind of the same. I feel like me and Chocolate was more like we vibe. We had the vibe test, right? But Chocolate, one day we was just chilling, right? And I'm a type of person I could feel like certain things there. Like I'm like, yo, I feel like someone here. I feel like there's a presence here. I don't feel like this feels right, whatever. So I'm in the house with Chocolate, right? And me and Chocolate, this is like the first time I kind of like, well, not first time, whenever I go there, I sleep over, but me and Chocolate try. And the reason why me and Chocolate couldn't do anything, because Chocolate was just so cocky. Like, he was just the type of man, because people sweat him so much, he used to think like you have to do whatever. Like, yeah, you get all, you suck, you do. No, baby, I'm the prize, okay, baby? No, you do this. So we used to argue a lot. Like, that's when we never got to the sexual part, right? So when we end up like bang bang chicka bang bang, it wasn't bad, but I just felt like something was off. So we were like really off, like something was not like clicking with me and him, right? So we end up like getting to the point, like, you know, we bang bang. I think we bang bang only twice, low key. So, and then I'm laying there and I feel like just someone just standing behind me. So I'm like, yo, I feel like there's somebody here, but there's nobody here, right? So I'm like, yo, I had to like, I think it was bothering my spirit, bro. So I said, yo, do you serve something? And he looks at me like, what? Like, I said, do you serve someone? Do you serve something? And he said, what do you mean, do I serve something? I said, what do you serve? Who do you serve? Do you serve God? And and that's at the time I didn't know. He said, yes, of course I serve God. Now, I said, what God? He starts laughing because he said, I never had a woman ask me this. I said, yo, like, I feel like there's something standing next to me and there's nobody next to me. He said, I'm protected. Excuse me. Who's protecting you? I said, you don't think? And he shows me the ring. So that's why a lot of times now, like, I'm very mindful of bringing people to my house. I'm very mindful of people you're messing with. I keep telling you, people, please, if you don't believe, please take it from me. Who's not I'm not a person who's like, I believe in God, the Father of the heavens, you know, Jesus Christ. Okay, I have to kind of elaborate that. I believe in that. Excuse me. I believe in God. But I have to explain, a lot of people do not serve the same people. They believe there's a higher power, but they don't believe in the God that you're serving, right? Whatever. Okay, so he starts laughing, and then he starts telling me everything, because I think people just be thinking I'm comfortable. So now I can't sleep. I said, can you turn on the light? And he starts like laughing with me, like, yo, Tasha, you're right, man. But he just opened book. I'm not gonna tell his whole business, because first of all, it's kind of scary, and second of all, I don't want nothing attacking me, because Lord Jesus Father, because no. But he starts telling me, like, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's very protected, talking about how, you know, his ring, and and going. I'm not going to explain all that, because it's creepy, right? So I said, oh, okay. So the next day I wake up, he brings me home, and then he starts asking me questions about X, right? Like, he started asking me, like, oh, since when X started chilling with you? I said, oh, because X chills with trifling's man, and And he's like, oh, okay. Okay. He's like, I hear y'all chill a lot, right? I said, yeah, but nothing like that, whatever. Like, what are you talking about? Whatever, like, nothing like that, you know? So he's like, oh, okay, all right. But he always, every time I talk to him, he's always asking me about X, right? So I said, okay, why are we always talking about X? But I don't know if they just didn't, like, they had this weird friendship, right? So one day I'm driving, I think we end up doing the same kind of thing, and I'm hanging out. X, it was me and X that day. We was all outside, hit Trifling's boyfriend's family's house. So it was like mad guys chilling, whatever, and I'm just like chilling. And I used to always ask X, can I sit in your car, right? So X came in the car, and he's like, what you doing? Da, da, da. You know, having a conversation, because I told you, me and X vibe, yo. We vibe, right? So he's like, what are you doing? I said, oh, nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I don't remember what I was doing, because sometimes I just sit in the car and I really wasn't, I was on the phone. I was talking to Samantha and Tara, because Tara was around, and Tara knew these guys, okay? Tara has a big part of these story times too. Tara's the girl that ended up meeting the drug pen lord boyfriend that she was dating, and then she dropped us because the dude said we was jealous of her. Okay, so at that time I was on her phone line still, right? So she used to work for T-Mobile or Sprint or something like that, and she used to have 5 people that she could have on it. But her boyfriend, she ended up doing me grimy at a point, like ended up taking me off her line out of nowhere, because her drug pen lord boyfriend, but her karma came. I heard her karma came, so she ended up taking me off the line. But it was a lot, because I ended up punching her. So yeah, I kind of deserved it. I had to take accountability. But yeah, so I punched her right in the face, boop, and I felt bad after, but I didn't care. She just became so disrespectful at a point, bro, trying to put us down. Like, sis, did you? All right. So we all end up like me and X became like really cool. So we started kind of really vibing. We started really kind of hanging out. We kind of really started talking all the time, right? So like X, it wasn't like talking on the phone. I just used to always see him. I used to see X a lot, because Trifling's boyfriend was really cool. And then X lived in Brockton too. He was another one that lived up the street. Yo, I had a lot of people who lived up the street for me, for real. He did live up the street. And his oh yeah. So this is how it was. So he had an uncle or cousin that used to live in Brockton, and he used to live in Brockton with the cousin. Yeah. And then that's how all of us started being cool, because I started being mad cool with the cousin. So he used to always drive up, come talk to me, whatever. So did the cousin, whatever. So we used to always all hang out, right? All the time. So me and X really started becoming cool, like cool, right? Because Chocolate, at a point, I really wasn't hearing from Chocolate like that anymore. So one day we was all in my living room, and I don't know how Chocolate's name came up. So X was talking about Chocolate. and Chocolate's girl. So Trifling's boyfriend's like, and he's like, what are you talking about? And he's just going. He's like, nope, I'm lying. I lied. Nope, let me tell you how it went. So me and X was hanging out we was all at the apartment, right? And I think we ordered something to eat. So X ended up coming with his cousin and everybody came, whatever. So X came and said, he's like, oh, you messing with Chocolate? I said, yeah. He's like, oh, really? Really? He's like, oh, okay, how long y'all been messing? I said, well, not long, but I don't really talk to Chocolate like that. He's like, oh, okay. So the next day, X was like, yo, I'm outside. Come talk to me for a second. So I said, okay. But it was weird because I'm like, why is X coming here by himself? X never comes here by himself. And then Trifling's boyfriend ends up pulling up, right, with Trifling. So it kind of looked bad, you know, whatever. But I end up being bad anyways, right? So X pulls up and X was like, yo, he said in Creole, like, Chocolate has a woman. And Trifling was like, no, he don't. Because I told you that's her brother. No, he don't. He don't have a girl. He said, yes, he goes out with, I'll call her Sailor Moon. He goes out with Sailor Moon. You know it. That's not right to do that to her. Blah, 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 right? And then Trifling's boyfriend just shakes his head like, and I said, so you knew? He said, nah, he's like, I knew, but that's not who we wanted you with. We wanted you with Duke, and you wanted to go talk to, we wanted you with Duke, and you wanted to go talk to him. It's not us, that's you, that's on you. And I was like, yeah, they're right. Because they didn't hook me up with him. They hooked me up with Duke, and I end up going to him. So then I confronted Chocolate. You know me, I'm not the type of person who knows how to wait. Don't tell me secret and say, Tasha, don't say nothing, keep the secret. I don't know. Because my blood pressure goes up. And then my mind starts running. And then Crazy T starts activating. And then Tasha's gone. Tasha has left my body. Tasha has been gone. Because Crazy T's in. And now Crazy T's in. Crazy T don't think about anything until it's too late. Okay? So I called Chocolate. And Chocolate at the time used to drive the ride. So I called Chocolate. And he was like at work. So he didn't respond. So I kept calling and calling and calling. Right? So X was like, don't say nothing. Wait. Don't tell me don't say nothing. Because I'm going to say something. But so when he finally calls me, he called me like around 6 o'clock, right? And he's like, yo, babe, you know I'm working. I said, you have a girlfriend? And he said no. First he said no, then he stays quiet. He said, I'm not gonna lie to you because you're very transparent with me. Yeah, me and Sailor Moon worked it out. You know, whatever. We don't even really, and then he tried to switch it on. We didn't really see each other like that. No, first he kept saying no. Like, no. Then he finally, like, ended up telling me, like, because I think I ended up breaking up with him, and then I just didn't want to hear it. Then we finally had, like, conversation, like, probably a couple weeks later. Then he ended up telling me, like, we weren't together because you broke up with me. Then I got back with Sailor Moon. Like, don't lie to me. But then I end up messing with X. I know. I know. Exes, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think anybody's foreplay game is like X. X can make your body do things you don't know it could do. But the only thing about X couldn't last a very long time. But, ooh, baby, X could start you up, baby. But that's gonna be another story time. Just judge me. Go ahead. I know. I am. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe, sis. And I'll see you guys later.